All right, welcome to the introduction to creating a work order system using Microsoft Office 365. So, if you work for a large or medium sized organization, this may be a solution you can be interested in. And I'm just going to demonstrate this solution and then I'm going to talk about it. So, I'm an internal employee and I have a maintenance issue. I went into the men's restroom and I noticed that the sink was leaking. And I'm just an entry level employee that just started there. So I'm going to go to the main SharePoint page for our business. And then I'm going to fill this out. This seems kind of intuitive. So let's say my name's Jason. And today is the 6th. And the issue was in the men's restroom. And then I think it's a plumbing issue, but we're not sure. So it's just, we'll just say uh, we need eyes on issue from anyone in the maintenance team. And I suspect that this may be a repair. I don't know if they're going to have to install a new sink. And we'll just say the sink is leaking in the restroom. It's a slow leak when sink is turned on. There you go. And I think this should be completed as soon as possible. So I'm going to submit this work order. All right. That's pretty easy, right? So we can exit out of this. And now I'm the maintenance team that works at the facility. And I'm at my dashboard. I'm on Teams. I might be in a meeting too. And what's going to happen is this is going to pop up in my activities section, or I have a little approval section, right? So everyone in my department, in my fictitious department, got this request. Now, if I have a work phone, so I get a notification on my work phone and I'm actually in that area and I just happen to have my tools. So I walk in the bathroom and I fix it, because I have the details of the request, right? And you know what? I'm going to just say, hey, I fixed the issue. Uh, Parts cost, we'll just say I used $10 in parts to fix the issue. And now I completed the request. I didn't reject it. And me as a maintenance mechanic, I'm done. I'm done with that request. Now everyone in my team knows. So now I don't have another mechanic walking over to the restroom. My leadership know, oh, good, you know, that work order has been taken care of. All right, so we're going to switch over. I'm the customer now who submitted the form. And I'm going to look in my Outlook. And I've noticed I got an email notification of my work order status. So it says, hello there. Thank you for using our automated work order system. Your work order request has been completed. And here are the details. I needed eyes on issues, repairs possibly. Yeah, they fixed the sink. That's great. So that closes the loop with the person who submitted, right? But you didn't see the maintenance mechanic type all this out. All the maintenance mechanic did was hit complete. So that is a fully integrated work order system. And I'm going to go over the why on the system now. So we're going to go to our SharePoint. So I worked for a very large organization, and every department had their own software. So our IT, if you needed help with your computer or a printer, they had a separate work order system from maintenance. Maintenance had their own software that we had to use. Also, our HR department, if I needed to put in a FMLA request, they had a separate system. If you needed to order keys, our police department was in charge of that. So you needed to order keys for the facility. That was a separate request. And you can just go down the list. Our in-house construction team, interior design, our logistics team. So as a new employee, when I first started working there, I was so confused. It was always the people that have been working there for a while. I used to go up to them and say, "Hey, there's a leaky sink in the bathroom. Could you put in a work order?" And they're busy. So they would have to take the time and find, it's never slow in a hospital. So finding the time to sit down with someone and teach them each and every individual system, it was hard. The main thing was we were already paying for Microsoft Office 365. But I saw that no one was leveraging any of the tools, such as SharePoint, such as Teams. And we were already paying for it. And we were paying a huge amount of money for these individual software companies. It could be Salesforce, for instance. You're paying for Salesforce. Uh, you might be using a different platform for IT. So I wanted to centralize everything and I wanted it to flow. So when you go to the main SharePoint page of the business, when you do an IT work order request, if you look at it, it's very similar to the maintenance work order request, right? So I wanted it to be standardized, consistent, and I wanted everyone to have eyes on. But another important thing was I wanted the data, and the data was very important to me. So in Microsoft Forms, we have our form that we can edit, but we can also go to view responses and I can see all the data. I can see that most of our work orders are high priority and normal. I can see what area of the business is experiencing the most repairs. So it may be that one part of our business was built in 1970 and then in 2020 we added on to our warehouse. We have a brand new facility, nothing ever breaks there, right? And then another thing I wanted to do is see what was breaking down the most. So we were having router issues, right? This is fictitious. And then uh, installs and repairs. So are we repairing more equipment than we're installing? Why are we repairing more equipment? And what equipment are we repairing? That may give us clues to problems we're having that are systemic. So we can isolate. So we have the data, we have this automated system that's easy for the user, it's easy to train people. We don't have to buy separate software. We can all be on the same page, literally. You like that? We can all be on the same page and it will be easy for everyone. And for our executive leadership you can add them to this system for every department so they can see the pulse of the hospital. So they can track live what's breaking down, what's being repaired. So say work orders are on average taking a week and they're all related to plumbing. You might look and say, hey, you might do root cause analysis and ask why, the 5 whys. Why is it taking a week? Well, we only have one plumber on staff. Why do we have only one plumber? Because we didn't have these issues in the past and they're becoming issues now. And you can go down and say, hey, we may need to hire a new plumber, or we need to figure out what the real issue is so our plumber isn't overwhelmed. So all data does is it's a way to answer questions. You can isolate the issue and troubleshoot it and find the root cause of the issue. So our executive leadership team can always have situational awareness. If they see an anomaly, like something's taking too long, They can address it, ask the right questions. They can even go up to the plumber and say, show me what your day to day is like. I want to know what the issue is. And they might find out that the plumber, doesn't have the right tools. The plumber doesn't have, uh, we don't have overtime for the plumber, or we don't have enough staffing. Usually the frontline staff will give you the answer because they're there every day. So it's a great communication tool. It closes the loop and it saves money. All right. So the last video in this series is going over a real live case study. But the next one, if you think this may be a solution for your business, the next 3 videos, I'm going to show you how to build this entire system for yourself. So if this is a solution you may use, stay tuned and watch the next videos. Good luck and have fun with this. Thank you.